Hey, Kori's people.
Hey.
All right, so I just turned on the main camera. Okay. So the good thing is I can edit this one.
Right.
So while you're... So hey everyone on Facebook. Hey everybody in YouTube land. I'm Zoe Flowers. I'm so glad you joined me. We're having a conversation tonight with What is Love creator Kori Raishon.
Yeah, thank you.
This is the first, this is the inaugural conversation, the soul requirements conversation. And so we're turning the tables on you, Kori Raishon.
Yes, and
Because Kori Raishon is always behind the camera asking the questions.
Right.
And so now it's my turn to ask the questions. So, sorry Facebook, you're probably going to see the side of my face. So let me tell you what we're doing on Facebook Live. We are actually recording also for YouTube. So we have a couple of different cameras going. So we have a couple of different things happening. But let's just go ahead and get started.
Okay.
So Kori, thank you so much for being on the couch.
Thank you. You're welcome. You're welcome. Thank you for inviting me.
Yeah, for sure. Anytime. So tell me a little bit about who you are, what you're doing, and lots of other questions.
Now I know what it feels like to be on
Now
the
you
other
know.
side.
See, that's right. Good. And I'm glad it's me, too, because you're always like, so tell me about yourself. Who is Zoe Flowers? So I am happy to turn the tables on you.
I know you are.
I am.
Well, I'm Kori Raishon.
Mm-hmm.
That is my business name.
Okay.
People are going to say, gee, you got a lot of aliases. Kori Raishon, but we're just going to keep it there.
Okay.
Ray Vision is my artist name. I'm coming back out with that. I used to be a writer. I used to write. A lot of people don't know. I used to be a poet.
Okay.
A lot of people don't know. And so I'm stepping back into myself, my true nature of who I am.
Okay.
And so when you hear Ray Vision, that's the artist side. The artist is the poet, the advocator of love, the now author. You know, I have my first book out. But I call myself a conceptualist, a strategist. I'm a problem solver.
Okay.
And I also call myself a spiritual being.
Okay.
And that's who Kori Raishon Ray Vision is.
And so how did you, I have notes, but I just want to use them as just a little guide. So what motivates you? Like, how did you get on this road to being sort of this love advocate?
I say I was born loving. It's really interesting. As I've been looking back on my life and diving into this element of being my true self, I realized that I've always loved from an innocent space. Even as a child, I said, I don't want to be an adult. I never want to grow up. Because these people... Oh, that was my fault. Excuse me, folks. These people are too rigid, too stiff. They're not creative. They're not fun. They have all these rules that you gotta do and you can't do. And I didn't find that to be a real loving space. Children, when you watch children, they're just free and they want to be happy and they want to laugh and have fun. And so I say I've always been in that realm of love and wanting to love. And as I grew up, you know, and I'm coming out of the closet as being a trans man. That's a part of me, but that's not all of me. It is an element that actually helps me with what I want to do. By being a person who's lived on two sides of the realm, having I was born with the mind of a male, and the body of a female, and so that allowed me, in hindsight, to be silent because I could not express myself fully without being looked at, you know, the side eye as they call it now, or somebody calling me out. I was born in a very religious household. My father being a deacon, my mother being a missionary, both of them teaching Sunday school.
Wow.
Yeah. And so what I heard in the pulpit was that, you know, that's a shamed life.
Yes.
Because I thought I might have been gay.
Yes.
But it wasn't even that.
Yes.
So I said, okay, I'm going to be sent to hell. So I silenced myself and went inside and questioned where do I fit in this society? So that caused me to learn me. Who am I? Where do I fit? What do I like? But I also played a role, literally, a role, like an actor. I took on a persona because the world says this is what I am.
What was that persona, though?
To be and act, which I wasn't good at it. To be and act female. To sit properly. What are you taught as a female to do? You got to sit this way. You got to do this way. Like I used to take my cars to church.
Okay.
Thank God I had parents that really weren't strict on gender roles.
Okay.
Thank God, because I probably would have killed myself. But my mom being very femme. Oh, she's a lady's lady.
Okay.
She's the queen.
What?
Yeah. So I think she saw hopes in a daughter, but she recognized, after I came out to my parents, she says, I knew you were different. I just didn't know where this path would go.
How old? You said so many things already. So this silencing piece, which is so interesting because that is very much also a part of being female. So it could have been very easy for you to just hide forever.
Right.
Hide in a marriage, hide in a relationship. I mean that, you know what I mean? Not easy, but you know what I mean.
No, I do, yeah.
But how old were you when you started to sort of notice that? Like
3.
when you start 3.
I knew I was different at 3. I asked my mother at 4 what a girl was. My brother used to love to walk around the house naked, and I didn't have the same parts that he had, but I identified with him. I also identified with my father.
So you looked at them, and in your mind, you were like, "That's me."
Yeah. Yep. I didn't figure it out until puberty that I was not male, or I was not going to become this man.
You thought you were going to be a man?
Oh yeah. Oh, me and God had conversations every night. I'd wake up. Okay.
Wait, no! Like, oh shit, it's still.
Yeah. Where is
Maybe
it?
tomorrow.
Maybe tomorrow.
Wow.
I'll never forget there was a Sunday school. I say everything happened at 9. I don't know why. It seems like
You said at 9?
Yeah. It seems like I was at 9.
Okay.
But I know this was overtime, but I'm stuck at 9 for some. Oh, well, actually, no, I'm stuck at 9.
Okay.
But, I went to my mother was my Sunday school teacher. Okay. And every night I prayed, God, I want to wake up and be a boy.
Oh
because God can do anything.
Oh my God.
God is a miracle worker. It's like, poof, it can happen. That's what they preach from the pulpit. Like, as a child, you believe that. And then you're watching vanity shows, these fantasy shows.
Omnipotent, omnipotent, omnipresent.
Right.
Gee whiz.
Right. And so, this one Sunday school class, my mother was teaching that you cannot bargain with God. Because my bargain, which is very interesting, was, you change me, and I will teach your word. I would have became a minister or a pastor. That's what I would have thought. Because if that miracle could happen, I got a story.
A testimony.
Right. But it did happen.
It did happen. And you're doing it.
And I'm teaching.
But it happened.
It did. It happened.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. And being spiritual.
Okay.
So imagine being a young child who was able to float outside of his body, like an astral travel.
Sure.
I thought everybody could do that.
You're going to have to explain what astral travel is for folks that may not know what that is.
The ability to allow your spirit to leave your body.
Yes.
And move into the realms of the universe.
Yes, some people call it astral projection.
Right. And so as a kid, that was a game for me.
Yeah, it's fun.
Oh, very. Like, if I knew I could actually land and go places,
yeah,
I would have directed myself.
Yeah.
But we don't have teachers,
Yeah, that's right. Figure it out.
Right. But that too was silent in me.
Of course.
Again, because of my religious background.
Of course.
Or training.
Of course.
And just when I started talking about it with friends my age, and realized, they looked at you crazy. What? Like, okay, shush. Shush. So I had 2 very deep, dark secrets.
Yeah.
For a very long time.
Yeah.
So I forgot what your question was.
My question, you answered my question. My
Okay.
question was first, how did you start to have these thoughts? When did you start to sort of silence and this and that? So you said 3 years old.
Yeah.
And so then you had these 2 very deep, dark secrets. And then, so the initial question was, how did you become sort of this love activist?
I think through all of that, we're all born with a gift or a knowledge. It's funny, I had this conversation with a woman on Facebook, saying that we're not born loving. Like, but we are.
We totally are.
Right. And she's like, we're taught to love.
I don't agree with that.
We're taught
to hate.
Hate. Thank you. Move away from love.
And discriminate.
Yes. And judge. All that is hate. All that is fear.
Correct.
But a child does not look at you and say,
no,
you're Hispanic. I ain't gonna.
Are you kidding? No. I just had this conversation with someone a few weeks ago, and they were saying, like, we don't come out loving, or we're predisposed or whatever. And I was like, that hasn't been my experience. When I'm around children children are like this, or they're like fascinated, like, you see like kids of different races, or not so much anymore though. I feel like because of TV, and I think definitely since Barack Obama and things like that, people are used to seeing black and brown people more.
Right.
But I think definitely, like in my 20s and things like that, and the little kids would be like, what are you? Like, you don't look like nothing I done ever seen nowhere.
Right.
But there was no hatred.
Right.
There was curiosity.
Right. But think about what that curiosity is. You are spirit coming into human form.
Yes.
And so you do have the same ability and the power.
Yes.
But now you're trying to get used to this shell.
This shell that's encasing and capturing and
Right.
limiting this great big spirit.
Right.
And not only that, your parents are limiting you. Because
Yes.
when you get to running around and you get to doing all the things that kids do, sit down, be quiet, don't, you're trying to tell them about your experiences with your auntie, or I see grandpa in the corner, I see, no, that's just your imagination. Those are your so parents and society make our spirits so small.
Very.
Over time.
Or eliminate them.
They don't know any better. Or eliminate them altogether. You got that right.
Yeah. And that's what I see with a lot of people. I'm empathic as well.
Yes.
Like, I feel energy.
You're kidding. Is the earth moving?
It is moving under your feet, girl.
Is it moving? I can't feel it. I never feel it.
Oh, wow.
It's so unfair.
Yeah, that is when you can't.
I think that my people know that there's certain things that I don't need to experience. Because I'm still, even with all the things I've seen, even with my work, I'm still so scary. And so I feel like my people know I don't want to see nothing out the corner of my eye. I don't want nobody sitting at the edge of my bed. Like, I don't want that experience. Like,
really? And see, that's what...
No.
I guess because since a child, I could see spirits. Even with my parents' church, there's spirits all up in there.
No, thank
you.
No, I'm good.
Okay.
Talk to me in my ear.
Uh-huh.
Give me messages. Tell me where to park. But you don't need to be showing up at the corner of my bed in the shop. No, I ain't got time for that.
Interesting.
No. I feel like it would scare me so much.
Very welcoming to me. And my gifts, my father asked, when I did tell them that I see spirits, well, are there evil spirits? I'm like, no.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
These are beings that are coming back to give a message to the ones that they left here.
Yes.
My very first long-term relationship, believe it or not, I think that was our bond.
Yeah.
Her mother passed away.
Okay.
I was doing Double E Productions.
Okay.
I went to the funeral because actually I was liking her at the time. I'm not gonna lie.
Kori, you ain't going to the funeral because you
trying to pick up a chick.
Shit, maybe I need to start hanging out at funerals. Maybe
Start doing some card readings or something there.
I need to do something. Stephanie Burns was like, so who are you going to the awards show with tomorrow night? Do you have a date? I was like, I ain't got no damn date. I need to start going to funerals. But anyway.
There you go. So I bought flowers from the business, represented, and she appreciated it.
In her hour of need.
Hey, you know, it's all emotional. So I, now that you make me look at it like that.
No, it's all good.
It is. Beautiful woman.
Yeah.
But it's funny because you're led sometimes. You know, if you really allow yourself
of course,
to be.
Of course.
So it's very interesting. The casket was not open.
Okay.
It wasn't an open casket.
Okay.
We started, that was the year of me working for FEMA because of Hurricane Gloria. I stayed, staying in the city.
Okay.
They put me in a hotel. And I said, I'm going to stay in the city for the weekend. Come on by.
Okay.
She did.
Okay.
She ended up having a nightmare. Woke up, and it was about her mom. So I'm sitting now on the edge of the bed with her and talking because I understand spirit.
Yes.
For me, death has a smell. A smell of wet, dry, wet and dry, or rotting roses. Like, that's what it smells like. And I hadn't smelt it since I was a kid because the spirits would always, someone pass over, they would come to me and I have that smell.
They could, well, you know, they come to me in my dreams when they pass over.
Oh, okay. No, I can be wide awake.
Yeah.
Oh, someone's here.
Yeah.
And so as I'm talking to her, and they know that I am a medium.
Yeah.
Her mother came into the room.
Yeah.
Stood right in front of the window, blocking my light. But
Y'all.
Y'all. And I said,
oh my gosh.
As she's talking about her dream, I said, can I stop you? And I described her mom.
Okay.
To the T.
Yes.
From the favorite color to the type of wig that she had.
Yes.
And she was amazed. The color came later.
Yeah.
As her mother was walking by, she kind of whispered to me, my favorite color, green. I said, what's your mother's favorite? Did you bury your mother in green? She said, no, that was her favorite color.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, it's back. And I was afraid.
Yeah.
For very, when my parents would say, oh, that's evil, that's
correct.
Not my mother. I think my mother, even though my father has gifts too.
Sure.
But that was, and I shut it off. I don't want to feel, no, don't come to me, don't, whatever.
Yes.
But that day I allowed.
Yeah.
And I was the medium for her.
Yeah.
For almost about 6 months. I said, you've got to open yourself up.
Yes.
Because this woman is coming to me and she was sad. Like you don't get, a lot of people, they don't speak. I feel their emotions.
Well, I feel, so this one lady, when I first started doing readings, I was talking to her on the phone. And all of a sudden my neck started hurting and my heart started beating and I started getting a lot of anxiety. And I said to her, what happens to you? Because I was freaked out because, again, I had just started doing readings.
Okay.
And we weren't even doing the reading yet. We were scheduling the reading. But her anxiety was so, and I was at work, like sneaking on the phone, like at work, setting up my other work.
Right.
And, but I started to get sweats. My heart started beating. I started to get these pains. And I started to get anxiety. And I don't get anxiety like that. And so I